There is a particular kind of exhaustion that does not come from lack of sleep. It comes from carrying something heavy for too long, from holding it together on the outside, while something on the inside has quietly been breaking down for a while. From showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, saying you are fine when people ask, while underneath all of it, there is a weight that never fully lifts. If you know that feeling, today's scripture is for you. Psalm 34:18. David writes, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." Psalm 34:18 ESV. Near to the brokenhearted, not distant, not waiting for you to recover before he draws close. Near, right here, in the middle of the breaking, before the healing has started, before the situation has resolved, before you have found the words to explain what you are even feeling. He is already near. Now understand the moment this psalm came from. David was not writing from a peaceful season. He was running for his life. King Saul had turned against him and was actively hunting him. David had fled to a Philistine city, an enemy city, desperately trying to survive. And when the king of that city recognized him, David panicked. He pretended to be insane to avoid being captured. He scratched at doors. He let drool run down his beard. The greatest warrior in Israel, reduced to performing madness to stay alive, that is the moment this psalm came from. Not from a throne, from the floor of a foreign city, afraid, humiliated, alone. And out of that moment, David writes one of the most tender, most honest declarations about our Father's character in all of Scripture. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted. David knew this because he was living it. Our Father had not abandoned him in the lowest, most undignified moment of his life. He was there, close, present, not offering a quick solution or a comfortable explanation, just near. And for David in that moment, near was enough. Think about what it actually means for our Father to be near in the middle of a broken season. Not at the end of it. Not once you have processed the grief and found the lesson and come out the other side with something encouraging to say about it. In the middle, while the breaking is still happening, while you are still in the foreign city, still afraid, still without a clear way forward, he does not wait for you to be okay before he shows up. He shows up in the not okay. That is the nature of who he is. That is what David discovered in a moment of real desperation and wrote down so that generations later, so that you would have it in your own desperate moments. Our Father is not uncomfortable with your brokenness. He does not need you to have it together before he draws close. He does not look at the crushed spirit and step back waiting for things to improve. The crushed spirit is exactly what draws him near, not in spite of the breaking, but into it. There are people carrying things right now that they have never said out loud to another person. A grief that has no clean category, a loss that other people have moved past, but that still sits heavily in you. A fear that surfaces in the quiet moments when there is nothing left to distract from it. A weariness that goes deeper than tired. Our Father sees every bit of it, not from a distance, from right here, closer than the next breath, more present than the weight itself. He is near to you, right now, in this, whatever this is. David says something else in this verse that deserves its own moment. He says our Father saves the crushed in spirit, not comforts, not acknowledges, saves. That is an active word. It implies movement, intervention. A Father who does not simply observe the breaking from nearby, but actually enters it and does something about it, now that saving does not always look the way we expect it to. David was not immediately rescued from his situation the moment he wrote this psalm. He spent years moving from hiding place to hiding place before he ever sat on the throne he had been promised. The saving was real, but it unfolded through a process that required him to keep trusting our Father through chapters that still felt uncertain. That is important to hold on to. Our Father's nearness in the hard season is not always accompanied by an immediate change in circumstances. Sometimes He is near, and the situation is still hard. Sometimes He saves, and the saving looks like endurance rather than escape, like being held together through something rather than being lifted out of it. But the holding together is real. Anyone who has walked through a genuinely devastating season and come out the other side knows this. There are moments in the deepest grief where something steady shows up that you cannot explain by your own strength. A peace that sits underneath the pain, a sense of being held even while the breaking is still happening. A quiet that arrives in the middle of the storm and has no natural source. That is our Father, near, present, doing what only He can do in the places where human comfort cannot reach. Think about the people in your own life who are in a hard season right now, the ones who are carrying something heavy and maybe pulling away, the ones who show up but their eyes give them away, the ones who say they are fine but you know better. Our Father's nearness to the brokenhearted is not just a personal comfort, it is a call to reflect that nearness to the people around you, to show up, to stay, to not require them to be okay before you draw close, to be present in the breaking the way our Father is present in it. That is one of the most powerful ways His love moves through the world, through people who choose to be near to the brokenhearted in their own lives because they have experienced what that nearness feels like from our Father. David came out of that season. The hiding places eventually gave way to the palace. The fear eventually gave way to a reign that shaped the history of an entire nation. But in the moment he wrote this psalm, none of that was visible yet. He was still in the hard chapter, and he still declared, "Our Father is near." That is faith. Not the faith that only shows up when things are going well. The faith that reaches for our Father in the lowest moment and says, "I do not know how this resolves. I cannot see the ending from here, but I know who is with me in it." And that is enough to keep moving. Whatever you are carrying today, our Father sees it. He is not distant from it. He is not waiting for you to recover before He draws close. He is already near, already in it with you, already doing the quiet, steady work of holding together the things that feel like they are coming apart. You are not invisible to Him. You are not too broken for His nearness. You are not in a situation that is beyond what He can reach. He is the Father of the brokenhearted, and He is near to you today. Sit with that for a moment.